You guys, in today's video I'm going to show you a recipe for chilaquiles. It is always a hit with the kids, they love it, and it's not that hard to put together, but it's definitely worth the time invested to make this meal. So I'm going to show you how to do that in today's video. For this recipe I used 9 corn tortillas, 10 eggs, 3 tomatoes, 4 chile guajillo. You can use whatever kind you want. I used about a quarter of a small onion, 2 garlic cloves, and a little bit of diced onion for garnish. Hey YouTube! So this morning I'm gonna make chilaquiles, and for the tortillas I'm gonna put about 2 per person. So my husband's at work, so it's just gonna be me and the 3 kids. So I'm gonna have 3, and the kids are each gonna have 2, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9 tortillas. And the same kind of goes for eggs. I put about 2 per person, so I think I have like I don't know, like a dozen or something in here. I'm not really sure, but anyways, that's however much eggs and tortillas you want, that's how much you're gonna cook per person. And then I am using 3 tomatoes, and let me see, how much is this one? 4 chile guajillos. I will also be using this garlic, 2 cloves, and I'm going to put probably like a quarter of this into the blender and save the rest diced to go on top. And you can add cheese on top and cilantro if you want. I don't have any cilantro right now. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to get this started. Okay, so I have the oil heating up, and then I have, I just smashed my garlic, so I'm just going to add those to the blender, as well as about a quarter of this onion. Just adding that to the blender, about that much. And I'm going to save the rest of the onion to dice for garnish on top. I like with the fresh onion. And then with the, I have oil heating. That's the first thing that you should start, is the oil heating. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut my tortillas. And you can cut them whatever size you want. But I used to cut them smaller, but they would catch a lot of oil. So I just put them like this. And so my oil is getting hot. And when that's hot, we're going to start frying those up. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start de-seeding my chiles. And I will also add my tomato to my blender as well. So that's 3. And for ratio, you can always change this if you want more chile. This is like, I would say medium to mild. The chile guajillo is medium to mild. If you want something spicy, if you like it spicy, you can add more of these to about half the amount, but I think that's about like 1/3 chilies and 2 parts of tomato. And if you want really spicy, like I said, you can add more of these, or you can add some chile de árbol. Those are more spicy. So I'm just taking these out and getting the seeds out. And I accidentally put this in here. I'm gonna cook these. I'm gonna boil this chile to get it a little bit softer. So just want to take out these seeds, and you could rinse these before you stick them in the water, because sometimes they do have a lot dust on them. So now that they're nice and de-seeded and de-veined, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the stove in some water. Okay, so I have my water. So I have that turned on, and I'm just going to drop in my chilies. I already rinsed them off. So we're just going to let those go and until they get a little bit soft. Okay, and over here my oil is getting hot. Okay, so these have been on for just a couple minutes, maybe like 1 minute. I went ahead and diced up a little bit of the onion. And so they sound like they're kind of getting a little bit crispy. I'll go ahead and leave them on for just a little bit longer. I want them to start getting a little bit more toasted. And then over here I have the chile is almost getting boiled. Okay, so these are pretty good. You can hear that they sound a little bit more crispy. They're like, you know, chips. Basically, yeah, just making chips. And then I'm gonna put them into my other pan right here just to get off some of the oil. And I will continue frying the rest of the tortilla. When they stick together like this, I should have put them in individually, but you just can separate them because if they stay together, then they'll kind of like, the moisture in between them will kind of glue them together. So you just got to make sure to try to separate them. Just like that. And then they should be good. Just stirring them around. Okay, let those cook. The chilies are boiling. Pretty soft. I think that's soft enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my chiles into the blender. Whoa, I got water all over the place. And I will add a little bit of the water, maybe like half a cup, about 2/3 of a cup, and I'm gonna blend this up. I almost forgot to add salt. So that's probably about a half a teaspoon. So I checked the salsa. I checked the salsa for salt. It tastes good. And I have the eggs ready to go right here. And I'm also going to add a little bit of salt to the eggs. That looks more like a 1/4 teaspoon. So since the salsa has salt in it and I like it, it's okay if you pass the salt a little bit too on the salsa, but just be sure to watch where you add salt in the rest of the process. So I have my salsa ready, we have our eggs ready, and the tortillas are getting there. So just have a little bit more to fry up. I think that's all of those. Got one last little batch that needs to go in. And so while these are cooking really quick, I'm going to go shred up some cheese. I think it's just mozzarella. It's a white cheese. I'm not sure if it's Monterey Jack or mozzarella, but I'm going to go shred some up. Okay, so it turns out that this is mozzarella. And I just have a little bit. So here's my onion. I'm the only one, well, the kids don't like the onion too much on their chilaquiles. So I just have a little bit chopped up there, but they do like the cheese. So, and also sour cream, if you like sour cream. I love sour cream on my chilaquiles. So I'm going to pull some of that out as well. As soon as the tortillas are done, we're going to toss it all together. I'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, so we're back over here. These are just about done. And what I'm going to do is this pan, you can see all the oil has drained off onto my pan from the chips. And so I'm going to turn this one on. So this was actually off. So I'm just now going to turn it off. Sorry, my stove is dirty. I wasn't going to film this, but I decided I would bring you guys along. So I'm just going to move these to the side a little bit as the oil starts heating up. And these are looking like they're done. So I'm going to turn this one off and bring these over in here. And wait for this oil to start heating up. Okay, so now my oil is hot. I'm going to give my eggs one last stir. And then I'm going to fry them right in here. And you can add a little bit more oil if you need more oil in your pan. But this is how I'm going to do it. Just like that. Gonna start frying the egg. Nachos. Perfect. Okay, so now that it's starting to fry like that, so we're just gonna start putting the chilaquiles into it and giving it a good fry. And you kind of want to let it coat onto the chips. I've actually never made this with chips. I guess you could do this with chips. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I think I should have started stirring it sooner, but my spatula was a little bit dirty. So I usually like it to coat onto the chips. And fry up when it's attached to the chips like that. That's how I like it. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Whoop. Okay, so then when it's mostly fried up, I'm going to take just a little bit more oil and make a little spot over here. For my salsa, because we're going to fry that salsa in here. So we have the salsa and we have that hot oil right there. And I'm just going to pour this so that it gets fried. And I just want all of this to get covered and cooked in there. Kind of lift it so that it's getting everywhere. Perfect. Just like that. So we're gonna give it a couple of minutes before we serve it up. I'm going to put this on low just so that it could start getting the flavor up inside of like the eggs, but we don't want it to get super soggy either. So I have this on low and I'm going to get the plates out and I'll serve this up. Okay, so my plate, it's time to plate it up. And it looks like all of the egg got a lot of the salsa in it. So that's the thing that we want to do. And just put this right on the plate. Grab another chunk here for myself. There. Okay, I'm also gonna put my cheese on the top of here, as well as some of my onion, which I love the diced onion on it. And then I'm gonna put my sour cream. I went ahead and diluted it because I don't really like the thick sour cream, so I just mixed it with a little bit of water. And there is my breakfast. Okay, so this is delicious. I will tell you how it turned out right now. Get some egg, some tortilla, some cream. It's perfect. It's so good.
That is so good. Let me try it.
Super delish. Isaiah boy, come. Hurry, hurry. Give me your honest opinion.
I love it. What I like is the chips that are crunchy. Yeah. And what I like is the sauce thing, and it's the cream on there.
Yummy, huh?
What I like.
That is the video, guys. I hope you enjoy the recipe. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up because it really helps the channel, and I appreciate you so much. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching.